From the Mobile Convention Center down here in Mobile, Alabama, I'm Joey Blackwolf, BamaCentral.com, covering the 2022 Senior Bowl. Thank you guys so much for following our coverage so far this week. We're already at Hump Day, Wednesday of Senior Bowl week, and we've concluded one practice on Tuesday. Of course, Alabama players Phidarian Mathis as well as Brian Robinson Jr. Are down here in Mobile taking part in this week's practices, practicing in front of scouts, as well as taking interviews with the media. Yesterday, which was Tuesday, we got to speak with Phil Mathis. Mathis, of course, spent most of his time talking about, and reflecting on what Alabama meant to him, as well as what he learned with the Crimson Tide, and then kind of a similar story with Brian Robinson, who we also got to speak to this morning. Brian Robinson talked about how, heading into, or at least after his senior season, the decision that he had, should he come back for a fifth year? And of course he did ultimately in 2021 and had a solid year for the Crimson Tide, and he talked about how that improved his standing for the NFL draft this year. Now, we have stories on both of those on our site. Looking ahead, or looking back on yesterday's practice, it was a solid practice for both Mathis and Robinson. Robinson got a lot of carries, looked strong, was able to hit holes, and seemed to be pretty impressive. For Mathis, he had a little bit of difficulties getting past the line of scrimmage, but yesterday was a light practice, light contact. Players weren't wearing leg pads, they were just sporting shoulder pads and helmets. So of course he wasn't able to go all out. Hopefully we'll be able to see him get out a little bit better today on Wednesday and this afternoon's practice session, just because, once they put on leg pads, it'll be no holds barred in that practice, and hopefully he'll have the ability to impress the NFL scouts here in Mobile. We still have one more day of practice tomorrow as well on Thursday. That'll ultimately be where we'll see the most plays. If it's anything like Senior Bowl's past, that's where we'll start to see kind of a light scrimmage, as it were, between the American and the national teams. Not against each other, but first teams and second teams going at each other. So should be a lot of fun. And of course there will be the game on Saturday, where we'll have our own Clayton Connick there covering the game. Kickoff is slated for a 1:30 p.m. Central kick. Of course, it'll take place at Hancock Whitney Stadium on the campus of the University of South Alabama. But if you're unable to go, you can also watch it on NFL Network. Thank you so much for watching. For BamaCentral.com, I'm Joey Blackwell. Stay tuned for the rest of this week, where we'll continue bringing you our Senior Bowl coverage. Thank you so much for watching.